Welcome back to the Artefactors Union. I'm your host and foreman, Douglas Scoundrels. Today we're assembling the Sand Worm box for the now Arcanist faction. I'm now assembling stuff for Malifaux 4th edition. This belongs to the Frontier keyword, which is now in the Arcanist faction, so this background will be blue and this symbol is a book or a tome. So I am going to be talking about how these boxes have changed, if they've changed, but a lot of this stuff will be 3rd edition until we get a lot more 4th edition boxes in. So just listen to me and I'll also detail how they've changed in the descriptions of the videos. I also apologize, my children are playing in the background. It is the weekend, and technically it's Labor Day. So happy Labor Day to you, or one. You probably are not watching this on Labor Day. Anyways, Sandworm, singular model, a centerpiece beater for the Frontier keyword. It is a large sandworm. That's our artwork. Render on the back. Big sandworm bursting out of the ground. Now, our sprue is technically, well, one sprue, but split up into 3. A singular bit here, but about 10 pieces here, including a not insignificant amount of basing stuff. So let's go ahead and look at the instructions and then go over our assembly order, okay? So we're going to go and assemble this from the base up. So one of our last bits is going to be the mouthpiece, so we can pretty much ignore this guy for now. So we'll grab the main basing puck here, and we can do all the stony ground bits attached to it. So these 3 pieces, then we combine the 2 halves of the body, slap that onto the basing bit, then the 3 pieces of the mouth together, either put them together and then put that on the body or glue them to the body individually, not sure which, and we'll finish with the tongues. So go ahead and start with A7, and then we'll attach A9, A10, and A3 to it, okay? A7 and A9 is going to fit right in here, covering this entire space. And not yet entirely sure where A10 is going to go after this, so we'll go ahead and do A3, which is going to cover up this other big connection point. So we'll add A3 first, and then figure out where A10 goes after that. Okay, here is A3. Now, I could put A10 on now. It would just look kind of awkward and be kind of hard to explain. The connection point is right here, but it also attaches to the worm body, and it will make putting the worm body on the base just a little bit awkward. So we're actually going to postpone adding A10. We're going to combine the 2 halves of the worm body first, attach that to the base, and then do A10 after that. So go ahead and grab A5 here, as well as A6. Put them together, okay? 1 half plus the other half. Alright, now there's some lines there that I'm going to do some squishing to get close better. But as far as attaching to the base, you've got short line, long line, so you just match them up to short line, long line there. So I'll get that sorted and then attach to the base next. Alright, worm is on the base. Now, as far as A10, it's going to attach here as well as along the body of the worm. Here is our bit. Our part that connects to the actual basing is right there, and then the part that actually connects to the worm body is right there, so it's going to fit exactly like that. So attach that. Alright, there's A10. I think we're going to try and just add the mouth onto the body instead of trying to construct the mouth all at once. So let's start with the piece that is connected to the body itself. Right here you see this nice pill-shaped connection point. So that bit is going to be A4 right here. You see that pill-shaped connection point. So let's add that onto the body. Alright. That looks pretty good. Now, next bit is also ever so slightly connected to the body. You can still see that smooth connection point here, so it will be like the bottom third of the mouth. That is going to be A1. You can see that smooth connection point right here, so do that next. Okay. Now our last bit, A8, the last mouthpiece right there. Alright, we've got all the mouthpieces in, and so we just got the tongues left. I think the tongues are going to go right there. You can see the sort of smoother connection point. Sorry for the child screaming. So I'm going to go calm her down, and then I'm going to add the tongues in there, and I'll show you how exactly they connect. Alright, them's the tongues. He's all done. Put him on a base. The sandworm is done. Goodness. The hardest part for this miniature was, I think, figuring out where A10 went. And maybe the tongues. But other than that, the model was really quite simple, so I definitely don't have any complaints. 10 bits for a centerpiece model, and it looks pretty good. Maybe just the gaps in the bits, but that happens with a lot of the big models, so overall pretty good. Small video. I'm tired. I don't have a lot of sass, and my camera does not seem to want to focus, so I'm just going to call it good. I've been your foreman, Douglas Scoundrels, helping you build a better Malifaux. Have fun with your worms.